What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Mish West Coast, and we are back with another episode of Spilling with Mish. We are diving into knowing thyself, knowing ourselves. Do we really know ourselves? Are we lying to ourselves? We need to get into who we really are and how we're really showing up in the world. So, let's be real. How well do you really know yourself? We're going to find out today on the show. Are you the friend that everyone trusts? Are you low-key messy, cousin? Are you the boss that leads or the one folks can't stand? Are you the one who thrives in growth? Or are you the one that kind of self-isolates when they're going through things? Either way, we're about to unpack it all. We are going to figure out who we honestly are and how we're trying to show it in the world. But before we get started, we are going to get into our drink of the episode. We are going to get into our vibes. So come on, cousin. Unpack, have a seat, get your glasses ready if you're making your drink with me tonight. The drink will be on our highlights on Instagram, so make sure you check out tonight's drink of the episode, which is our Gemini two-faced. So we are going to start with our glass and our lovely, lovely shaker. This is a drink that has a sour and sweet effect, hence that Gemini two-faced. So we are going to start with some tequila. Yeah, this is the tequila. The recipe calls for 2 ounces. Pour to your heart desires. So I'm going to put in all of my tequila. We've got our blue Curaçao. Again, it says 2 ounces, but pour 2 like I wanted mine really blue. So we're going to use it all. We've got a little lemon juice just to kind of balance out that sweetness for a sweet and sour effect. About 1 ounce. And then we've got some simple syrup to sweeten her back on out. So about 1 ounce of the simple syrup. Depends on how sweet you want it. I wanted a good mix. So we are going to top our shaker. Make sure it's on good or you will be spilling it with me. And let's be for real. We don't got time to be making no mess. So shake what you got in them jeans, then grab the wall and shake it like a dog. Shake what you got in them jeans, then grab the wall and shake it like a dog. So we are gonna pour her. Well, wait, I have garnishments. Y'all know me. So I've got some lemon wheels. I'm gonna add in 2. I have some strawberries that I cut kind of like hearts. I'm going to add in 2 of those. 2, because for the two-faced, right? And I got some blackberries because we love a rich color, period. And I feel like blackberries just go with blue. I don't know. And then I've got some candy. And we are going to pour her. Okay, so watch how pretty she comes out, y'all. Like, what? What's your two-faced self? You are so pretty, though. So pour all of that, cousins. And cheers. Ooh, cousins. I feel like I could have calmed down a little bit with the simple syrup, but she's good. She's good, girl. So, again, who are you? How are you showing up in the world? What kind of person are you? Do you know thyself? We're about to unpack it. So, what's in your cup? I used to swear that I was the most chill, easygoing, easy to be around. But in all actuality, my friend had to give me the reality check of being like, girl, you are not that. There's nothing chill about you. You need a full schedule to adhere to. If you're not adhering to the schedule, the day is going to be chaos. And she was absolutely right. I'm not easy. I am not always chill. I try to be, but under pressure, So that was that reflection moment. Like, I needed my friend to tell me, like, girl, don't lie to yourself. So, cousin, don't lie to yourself. Are you chill? Are you honestly go with the flow? Probably not. The control in us? Probably not. So I had to think, I'm not the only one thinking like this, right? And the fact that I wasn't the only one thinking like this, I wondered, did anybody else have the same question to themselves? Do you think you really know yourself, or are you telling yourself a lie? A lot of us are telling ourselves a lie. We can make up one perception of ourselves, but is that who we really are? Tonight we're about to get into it. So, who are you really, and who do you actually want to show up as in the world? So, we are So, here's some key ways to just kind of check yourself and just kind of reflect. How do you handle conflict? That's one of the first things that can really decide, or that will really tell you how you really show up in the world. Do you shut off? Do you pop off? Or do you actually communicate? So back when my friend told me who I really was and gave me that reality check, I felt like I was a communicator, but that was wrong. I actually I was popping off, and y'all, I be popping it. Okay. So I had to kind of step back and realize, if there is conflict arising and I'm just popping it, how are we going to find the common solution or the common ground in understanding why there's even the conflict? You can't pop it if you actually want to understand. You actually have to listen, and not just listen to respond. You have to listen to actually understand. But we'll get into that one in a second. So how do you show love? Are you a words person? Are you an action person? Are you I bought you this because I want you to know I love you, or I thought of you? How do you actually show love? For me, I show love to people how I feel like I want them to show love to me. But that expectation of them showing love in that same manner is way too high for the next person. But I'm not going to go too far into expectation, because that's for another episode. Stay with me, cousins. How do you respond to change? Do you adapt quickly? Do you freak out? Or do you avoid it altogether? For me, I feel like I can be in between adapt quickly or avoid it altogether. If it's something I feel like is redundant, or is something I feel like I necessarily don't agree with, I will probably hesitate a little bit to adapt to the change. If it's something I can see beneficial, if it's something I can see making way or helping grow or helping progress, then I'm going to adapt quickly. But it's not always up to me to decide that. So again, that's how you're showing up. How you're showing up in the world. Are you a follower? Are you a leader? Are you able to take direction well? Are you open to learning? These are things we have to start asking ourselves. So knowing ourselves is more than just, I like my space, or I'm a nice person, but it's about understanding how you move through life, how you impact others, and whether or not you're growing or just vibing with no reflection. So let's test it. If somebody had to describe you in 3 words, what would they say about you, and would you agree? For me, I asked you guys on Instagram, and a lot of you guys said that, obviously, if I'm asking you guys from the podcast Instagram, you guys feel like I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a leader, I'm a motivator. I love all of that. Do I necessarily agree? I'm still in the phases of imposter syndrome. So I feel like, yes, I have this platform, but this platform is about transparency. So I don't feel like those are necessarily who I am. Do I feel like I can't be them? No, I do not, because that's what you guys are saying about me. That's what you guys are receiving from me. So maybe I do need to start stepping in that. Maybe I do need to start owning the fact that you guys feel like that. Maybe that'll help me tread through things a little differently. So I'm still, like I said, I'm still in that imposter phase of this entrepreneurial cycle. And that's another topic that I'll also be covering on the podcast. So stay with me, cousins. We dropping gems. So who are you really? So we're going to take a little personality quiz, okay? So it's time for Messy Sips. So this is a segment I'm about to be introducing. So I'm about to hit you guys with some real questions, and I need you guys to answer honestly. Down below in the comments, please answer honestly, and don't cheat yourself, okay? Like, if you don't want to put them in the comments, DM me. We could talk about them, okay? Like, it don't have to be public, but start asking yourself these things, because we really need to know how we're showing up in the world and where the impact is going to be for us. So Um, Question number 1. When plans get canceled last minute, how do you react? Are you secretly relieved, like low-key introvert vibes? Are you annoyed but understanding? You're a planner. You adhere to a schedule. You're serious about your schedule. Some people are like that, and that's okay. Are you immediate to make new plans? Like, oh, that one didn't work. It's okay. I actually had something else I could have been doing too. Social butterfly energy, right? So for me, it's always A. Secretly relieved because I haven't really gotten to that planner state yet. I'm working on it. I have some things that I need to grow in, but if you ever feel like, oh, I'm going to be mad for canceling plans, listen, cousin is not going to be mad because chances are I wasn't really prepared for them. Now, if it's like family time or something like that, or like I adhered to like going to a meeting or a dinner or something like that where I needed to actually have that moment, sometimes I might be a little disappointed, but I'm always ready to see when you're available again so we can reset it and recalibrate. So if you have to cancel plans with me, cousin, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I promise it's okay. So question number 2, your friend texts you and says, we need to talk. What's your first thought? Oh Lord, what did I do? Overthinker. B, oh, I guess I should have said A first. My bad, y'all. So B, they better not be bringing no drama. Like, you ain't for none, okay? You're not for none. And then C, okay, cool, let's hear it. So for me, I'm more of a C. Okay, cool, let's hear it. Don't text me with a mystery because I need you to get straight to the point. I'm a busy girl, okay? I need you to tell me exactly what it is. Don't send me guessing. Don't say, hey, how are you? I was just wondering it. Don't do that. Get straight to the point or you're going to piss me off, okay? That's it. So question number 3, you're running late. What's your go-to excuse, y'all? So A, traffic was crazy. Blame for external forces, right? B, my bad, I lost track of time. Honest, but still late. C, I ain't making no excuses. I'm gonna walk up in there and act like I've been there, period. And apparently that's toxic but confident. So honestly, I might be toxic but confident. One thing about me, if I'm still coming, I'm coming, okay? I will tell you if I'm not coming, but if I'm coming, I'm coming. I'm gonna be late. I'm gonna be late. That's okay. So question number 4, someone calls you out on something you did. What's your instinctive reaction? A, get defensive. What do you mean? How? What did I do? Accountability issues. B, brush it off. It ain't that deep. Unbothered, but maybe a little avoidant. C, listen and reflect, even if it stings. Growth mindset. So for me, I've been living in C for about the last 5 years. Before, I was definitely an A, I get defensive. Oh, sorry. C is listen and reflect, if you guys missed that. So now I'm at the point of reflection, because if you're coming at me about something I did or a way that I felt, chances are I want to be able to not repeat that cycle. And that's the growth mindset. I don't want to show up as a person that is disregarding to how I make people feel. I don't want people to feel like they can't come to me about how they feel, especially if I've done it to you. I want a chance to redeem that, and I want a chance to never upset you or cross you in that way again. So yeah. So that's the growth mindset. So I've got question 5. When you start feeling overwhelmed, what do? Shut down and ghost people. Power through things like nothing's wrong. Talk it out and find a solution. So when I start getting overwhelmed, it depends on what's going on. But I'm very prone to doing A. And so that's avoidance coping. So what that means is there's things that I avoid. If it becomes too big, or it becomes too detrimental to emotions, or if it becomes too detrimental to the schedule or the time management, I will shut down, because part of me is disappointed. that I didn't prioritize, or I could have effectively prioritized time a little bit better. But a lot of that goes back to just things I could have, would have, and should have did better. Proper planning. Then that goes back into that. Question 6, what is your toxic trait in relationships? Expecting people to read your mind. A, getting distant when things get too real. B, loving the chaos and drama a little too much. C, for me, A, I expect my mind to be read. I expect there to be a billboard that says what emotion I'm going through, and that is definitely my problem. So the way that I am learning to cope through that is I try to talk about things as they arise. Am I always confident in doing it? No. But I make way for the people around me or the people that are going to be affected by that, because also my toxic trait that comes with not having people be mind readers is that I will create a scenario in my head and believe the scenario based off the fact that I did not communicate. And that's not fair. So I'm learning, cousins. It's not just you guys. It's me too. So don't let that stuff go over your head, right? So here's what we unpacked about the episode. So we were self-aware and what that means to be self-aware. We want to know how we're showing up in the world. And I think if we start rephrasing accountability and things like that for how we show up in the world, I think that will change the perspective of how we look at it. Knowing your patterns and how they affect others, just recognizing when the version of yourself does not match reality, deciding if you're living in alignment or just coasting. So here's the homework. Ask 3 people to describe you in 3 words. And listen, you might learn something about yourself. You might learn something about yourself that you want to fix, or you feel like you might know a way to fix. So I hope this episode made you guys think not just about who you are, but who you really think you are, right? So you can feel like you're one way. The world may perceive you as another. A lot of people will go into, I don't care how the world, but you need to. Sometimes you need to, especially if you're going to grow. You need to reflect on how you are being reflected into the world and how you are putting yourself out into the world. So if this hit home, share it, tag me, and let's keep the conversation going on Instagram, on Facebook. I'm on TikTok and X, Twitter. So all of my social media handles are at Spill It with Mish, MEESH, all one word. And you guys keep the conversation going. Share your drinks with me. Tag me in your stories. I am doing a campaign called What's in Your Cup. So every day that you have tea, that you have a little drinky drink, I don't care what it is. I'm trying to see what y'all drinking. Are y'all drinking y'all water with y'all lemons? Tag your girl, and you guys gonna show up in my story, okay? Have a good night. Let me know down in the comments if you love this episode. Keep us going, cousins. And I will see you guys next week. Cheers.